Welcome to Back to School Night. My name is Morgan Grazer. I am teaching general studies this year. I'm teaching them math and the spelling. I have a family. I have a little girl who's 3 months old and a 2-year-old. And I went to Kennesaw State University for my undergrad and graduate degrees. I've been at AJA for 5 years. This is my 5th year teaching at AJA, 3rd grade. And I wanted to become a teacher when I was in 5th grade. And I'm really looking forward to teaching everybody. If you were to come into my classroom, you would sometimes see me dressed up and see the kids work on hands-on activities and engaged in the learning process. I look forward to having your child this year and getting to know you guys more.
Hello, my name is Melissa Bass. I'm excited to be returning to AJA this year. This will be my 2nd year here. The first year I worked with in the 2nd grade with the Miss Elo classroom. Happy to be a part of the 3rd grade general studies team this year. I'll be focusing on reading and writing. I received my undergrad degree from Georgia State University. I have my teaching certification with a reading endorsement. I believe in a whole child approach to education. I'm thrilled to get to know your students this year and help them and help nurture their unique gifts.
Hi, I am Hamutal. I come with my family to teach at AJA from Israel. In Israel, I teach actually special education, like 7 years. And when I come here, we are here 3 years. And in the first year, I teach 2nd grade, and now I teach this is the 2nd year that I teach 3rd grade. And I believe that if the kids love the Hebrew and love the Torah, they want to learn, and I really wait for this year.
Hey, my name is Yasmin Abnaim, and I teach Hebrew. And Hamutal will talk about the Hebrew because my English is not so good.
So at AJA, we use responsive classroom. So if you walk into our rooms in the morning, you'll see morning meeting going on where we greet each other. We have an activity, we have a share about that the kids share something about themselves. And then we also have a morning message. And then throughout the day, we also use some positive teacher language and have some guided discovery. And our classroom is organized in a special manner to kind of help assist the kids and keep them well organized. It also is about social emotional learning and having a safe, joyful learning community for the students. So a goal for the students this year is that they have a growth mindset. We really focused the first week of school about the growth mindset, that the students know that their brain is a muscle, and every time they make a mistake, their brain grows even more. So we're trying to get the students to believe in themselves and to work through challenges and to say that I can't do it yet, or I'm working towards it, and to ask for help when they need it. This year also, some skills that we're working on is keeping them more organized with their materials, with their resources, even their thinking maps. We use thinking maps to help them brainstorm. Also, we're going to be working on communication skills, speaking and listening to others, looking at people when they talk and stuff like that. So our expectation is that they come well rested to school, that they're prepared with their assignments and materials, that they take ownership with their things. When they come home, if they have some assignment to do at home, they take it out of their book bag, they get it done, they bring it back to school. We really want the kids to become more independent this year. And that they're also respectful to others in the classroom, respectful to themselves, and stuff like that. So the students will be getting an assignment book and a folder, a home learning folder. On the left side, it will say leave at home, and on the right side, it'll be return to school. So students need to return their assignments back to school, and if they have any papers that they can just take home and show you, they can leave that at home. So home learning should be it should be reinforcing concepts that they learned in the classroom. If it's a whole classroom assignment, it will be posted on Google Classroom. It will be written in their assignment book. Students shouldn't take so long on these assignments. If they're struggling, if they're having trouble, you need to either shoot us an email or write it on the top of the sheet. We don't want them to be frustrated at all. So every night we ask that the students read for 20 minutes and that they do extra math each night. They might get a math assignment every so often, maybe once a week, maybe not. Sorry. And then they might have some spelling practice to do, and then they'll have 20 minutes of typing club per week as well. So this is just a little graph showing you if students read 20 minutes per day, how much their vocabulary and comprehension grows, and their scores on the standardized tests grow, and how many words they grow each year. So that's why we encourage students to read 20 minutes per day. And Ms. Bass is going to talk to you about the reading curriculum.
Yes, so just a quick overview of some of the things we'll be focusing on this year in reading. It's important to note that in third grade, we move from learning how to read to reading to learn. So we'll be diving deeper into texts this year in literature, asking and answering questions using text evidence to support their positions. We'll be analyzing character traits, motivations, point of view, and comparing and contrasting stories and story elements. Looking at informational text, we'll be determining the main idea using text features, looking at cause and effect relationships, and comparing and contrasting key details. Our goal this year is that students will develop and grow a love of reading and will be able to read with accuracy and fluency to support comprehension. Assessments that we'll be using this year, we will determine each student's reading level using Fountas and Pinnell and RAS Plus assessments. Fountas and Pinnell reading levels for third grade are defined as N, O, and P. But we will be using these assessments formally and informally throughout the year to monitor students' progress and inform instruction. And a few of our important websites we'll be using are RAS Plus, ReadWorks, and EPIC. For our writing curriculum, we'll be using Lucy Calkins' writing program. The students will learn the stages of the writing process: pre-writing, rough draft, revising, editing, and publishing. The types of writing we will focus on this year include narrative writing, narrative stories, real or imagined, and using effective strategies and descriptive language in our stories. We'll be writing informational or explanatory text using research, and learn how to write effective opinion pieces and support our claims. For grammar, we'll be looking at regular and irregular nouns, using verbs, adjectives, and adverbs, writing simple, compound, and complex sentences, and demonstrating our ability to use proper capitalization, punctuation, and spelling. And of course, daily we will work on our speaking and listening skills, how to conduct ourselves in a class discussion, how to adhere to agreed upon rules for discussions, and build off another classmate's comments, and also learn how to ask questions to clarify our own understanding.
So I will be teaching the students spelling. We are using a spelling program called Guided Spelling, and within this program, students are segmenting and spelling by sounds. They're recognizing patterns within words, adding inflections, spelling by syllables, adding prefixes and suffixes, applying morphemic spelling knowledge. And the assessment that we're using is the Gallistel-Ellis to just kind of see where they are. We're going to give a pretest in the beginning of the year, which we've already done, and then we'll see how they are at the end of the year. So we'll be covering many topics in math. These are just some that we're going to be probably spending a lot more time with. So we're going to be building on from last year, multiplication division from last year, and they'll be continuing to work on their facts. Classifying shapes based on attributes. That's part of our geometry unit. Rounding to the tens, hundreds, and thousands place. We're going to be continuing to talk about fractions, equivalent fractions, comparing fractions with common numerators and common denominator, like the same kind of numerators and the same denominators if they have the same ones, and then area and perimeter. Some programs that we're using the Singapore math program just like we did last year, and it's about half a year ahead, just so you know. We're going to be using extra math. They've already actually started practicing their fact fluency on extra math, and we've been talking about strategies to use for your fact fluency, so that way it can kind of help them understand their facts better. iExcel will reinforce concepts. Greg Tang is a great website with some games for fact fluency, and we might use Zern. It's another website to kind of reinforce concepts. And I will be teaching math in a variety of ways. You might see a whole group, you might see one-on-one, you might see students kind of around the room doing different activities, some workstations. We do number talks where we talk about a problem and how students solve for the answer. So social studies, what we're going to be doing is throughout the year, we're going to be learning about different events in history. And this will help us for a project that we're going to be doing, the biography project. It will help the students understand the person that they are learning about if they understand the period of time that they lived in. So throughout the year, we'll be traveling kind of through time, and then by the time we finish kind of traveling through time, students will pick a biographical person that they'll be doing their project on, and with that, they'll be doing some reading nonfiction. They'll be learning some reading nonfiction skills with text features and doing research and stuff like that.
Okay, so Yasmin says that I talk in Hebrew, in English now, and I try to do the best that I can. But if you want to ask a question after this, of course you can. In Hebrew, it's better. Just kidding. So in our class in Yadut and Ivrit this year, we work to do the connection, of course, between Torah, Judaic, Chumash, Ivrit, all the things that we talk about Am Israel, Eretz Israel, what's happened now in Israel. Of course, just the things that we want that they know. And always we try to give them the connection to Eretz Israel. We do it with a lot of special thing in the class, art and drama and everything. This year we have the special study about Shabbat and Havdalah. We have to say that because of the Corona, we don't know yet how we do it, but we will do something nice with the kids, like a project, and Bezrat Hashem, something with the parents. We will see. Okay, about Chumash. We keep, thank you. We keep talking about Sefer Bereshit. This year we teach Lech Lecha, the story about Lech Lecha, but actually what we work on, that to try the kids can do to be independent in the Chumash. Also, you will see it in the Hebrew about the reading, and I tell them all the time in the class that we do a nituach to the pasuk, a surgery to the pasuk. We learn how to do tchilit, shoresh, sofit. They already learn about this in second grade, but now we move a little bit with this and learn this a little bit deeper. We not understand just the idea of the story. We learn also exactly the word and try the kids learn how to read the Hebrew in the Chumash, the Lashon HaKodesh, and how we say it in Hebrew, and also how to translate to English. Parashat Shavua, we talk about, okay. Parashat Shavua also, you can see it over there. I like to teach them from the pasuk. We all the time choose one or two things from psukim from Parashat Shavua and learn to understand this. And of course, we learn the story, and we do a tzaga, a play in the class, but we want to actually, the kids try to understand, and this is the connection with Torah, of course, the Chumash, to Parashat HaShavua. עברית, yeah? חגים, okay, חגים. We work with Aital Am. Also here, if they know from second grade and kindergarten, all the story about the Chagim, of course, we say it again, but in this year, we try to learn a little bit more about the halachot and the minagim, about the Chagim. We do it with Aital Am, like help us to teach this. Ivrit, Mora Yasmin teach this in this year. She worked with Aital Am also. We very try to work on the reading piece with, and this year we add to this the understanding. So of course, how to communication each other. We do a lot of the thing with to talk each other. We ask them to talk in the class. We ask them to talk with you. If you know a little bit Hebrew, please talk with them in Hebrew in your home. But the more important thing this year, and this is what we do in homework this year, you can move to homework. We every day, every week, we give them to read something, okay? Sometimes it will be in Aital Am, and they know how to record themselves. It's okay that they don't understand everything, because everything that we give them to read in the home, we work with them about the understanding in the class. So please don't worry about the understanding. It's really important that they read. They really work on the reading. If it's not in Aital Am, we do the Google Voice. It's mean, if you don't know yet, it means that they take your phone and call to Mora Yasmin. They have the number. We can give you you have also the number in the curriculum. And they call us and tell I think they have like 4 minutes to talk, to say the text. What is important is to practice the reading. So we tell them that they need 10 minutes every day to practice their reading, and just in Thursday to record themselves. We have also Parashat HaShavua that we give them every week in Friday, the sheet, and you can sign after you hear them talk about this. I all the time tell them that they don't need to read. They need to explain you. I hope to hear that you do a discussion near to Shulchan Shabbat. They know a lot, and I have to say that we are very happy to teach them, and they know a lot. Also with all the corona from Mars, we can see that they have a lot in their basket.
So for birthdays, we want to have the students celebrate their birthdays, and I think Miss Bass is going to share about it.
Yes, so we're happy to celebrate your child's birthday. We do have some special requirements this year, just due to our situation with the COVID. So we do ask that if you bring something in, it will be at least enough for 10 students. Every section is smaller than 10 students. They'll celebrate with just their section. You can bring in pre-wrapped treats. So things that are professionally pre-packaged. You can use a grocery store service that has like individual containers, like cupcakes, or you can do prepackaged small cakes like Little Debbie cakes type thing, and we'll be able to share that with the students. And if your student has any sort of dietary restrictions, please just go ahead and send in some snacks that we can give them as an alternative for the birthday snack.
So we will be looking at papers, and sometimes there won't be a grade on it, but we'll just look at we'll look at the papers, maybe write comments on it. But we're not always going to put like an actual A, B, C, or D. We might just put like this out of this amount, and also just say great job, or like let's keep working on this and stuff like that. If you have a dismissal change, just make sure you email all the teachers letting them know. Please make sure your child's here by 8:15. Please make sure if you have a boy that they have 2 spare key pote. We'll probably do Scholastic Book Fair orders. This is an opportunity for students to order books if they want to. And the books, if they buy books, we get points, and then we can purchase more books for the classroom. Make sure students wear an AJA sweatshirt or jacket once the weather gets cooler. Make sure students have filling lunches. 2 healthy snacks, and a mask each day, maybe even a backup mask in their book bag. Emails are a great form of communication. We'll respond back between 24 hours. If you see Edie, Sylvia, Shanna on the email, Debbie Bornstein, it just means that they just to keep them in the loop. Not that your child's necessarily in trouble, just to kind of keep them in the loop. We're going to be continuing to use Seesaw. And it's kind of like a learning portfolio. Students might post their work on this, this platform. Google Classroom is another platform that we're going to be using to post assignments during the school year and also during remote learning. It was great it was great seeing you guys today it was great presenting today.
Morgan,
Yes.
just one thing. In Facebook also you can see all the picture.
That's right.
Yeah, Facebook.
That's right.
The
Facebook,
page.
newsletters. You'll get a newsletter every week. Every other week, you'll have general studies in Hebrew and Judaics.
Yeah.
So there's many ways that you guys can be in touch with what's going on in the classroom. It was great kind of telling you guys all about 3rd grade. If you have any questions, you can always email us.
Always.
Have a great day.
Have a good day.